let's do guys first. You know they have the ladies first thing going on normally. Alright. Okay, so I think let's start things off this way, right? Can you maybe, I know AI is just a technology on its own, right? So can you share an example of a recent project that you worked on where technology generally played a role in kind of like helping you solve a problem as a machine learning engineer, Michael?
So AI is a buzzword. I've met people across so many ages. To some, AI is that fancy robot in a movie. To some, it's even just the idea of ChatGPT. Some see go browsing as AI. But what's with AI? So it's just slightly. I know programming automates tasks normally, but it requires human effort. Now AI takes over that automation. There are certain tasks. Sure, you can write some program that has some parameters that can do that, but there are so many varieties of cats and dogs. So you see that work, that tension, like the whole idea of writing so many if-else for so many scenarios. AI will help you circumvent that. That's the basic for anyone writing programming. So just that automation done by a machine through a different process. Now coming to products, the lab I work in, the lab, we try to solve problems using AI. I mean, basic programming is today, but we try to focus our research on how AI can improve lives, while also costing demographics as Nigeria. So we had this funny, like a fun project where someone was complaining in my office about how while they're pumping water, they always forget that, okay, to go at the point is full up. There was a mock like a joke every day, why are you always wasting water? Then the fuel tanker people increased their price. Revenue was coming in. So we said something around it. We called it Poseidon. What it does basically is just to measure water level. So when it gets to a certain area, it will cut the water being pumped. The rest is solution, but it stems from the problem of affecting animals. So I think that's a couple of the tech. So that is the way.
Alright, I think Chidinma next. So, I know you're a product designer, so basically building all those amazing digital products. So in your own case, what are those, should I say, that technology, right, that you actually had to, that helped you work on a project, let's say, before AI came to me, like, just walk us through, like, a story or something, or an experience, business technology-wise.
Okay, so I would say, prior before the coming of AI, right? AI is existing, so it's not like we don't have AI world now as at when I started, right? So the thing is that the normal designing process is that let's say you're designing for a particular, let's say I'm designing for DDG community, right? So what I do is I need everybody here to ask questions, how do you think that DDG can be better? Right? But now that we have AI, all I need to do is go on AI, just type in prompts, right? So what AI does for you is, it gives you vast data and preferences of what your users would like, right? So now I'm pointing it down to GDG, but what AI will do for me is giving me vast preferences of GDG in California, in Kenya, just to tell me, okay, these are what these people prefer. And looking at that, I will draft that user experience questions and come back to ask people, do you think this will work better for you? That way I have like let's say a first foot forward to know what to ask my users basically.
Great, that's really interesting. So Francisca, you're a brand and product designer, so multidisciplinary artist basically. So I want you to speak more from a brand perspective. How has that changed from using like a normal technology start your journey using physical technology, you have like a brand person, and then transition into AI. I think that's the story.
So, as a designer, I'm making the images a lot, and we have tools like 50 sort of software generate and get images from. But there's been this issue with your current case. There's this guy and a particular girl that is always used. Can you hear me? Okay, is it better now?
Yeah.
Alright, so I was saying that as a designer, we make use of images a lot. As a brand, any type of designer, we make use of images a lot. And we have these tools like CP, shorter stop, pixels that will get images from. Prior to when AI was integrated into these tools, we had this issue of image, like a particular face. You have this guy or this girl that you see everywhere on any poster that you see. Then companies started let's complaining that why is it that you are always using this guy? But with the advent of AI, you can get other kind of images. You can visualize things like, let's say you want to get an image that you know that before you find it in this tool, it's going to be very hard. You can just put in what you have in your head and ask and put a prompt, and you get that image the way you want it. There might be issues, alright, because of might actually AI to give you like an image of two shaking hands, and you probably see 3 hands or 4 fingers or something like that. But then you have to keep prompting the AI for you to get what you want. But then it has made sourcing images like this easier over the years.
Alright, it seems to me that you guys are patronizing AI at this point because everybody has been saying good things about it. So is it that problems are non-existent? Okay, think double down on that. So like what are those, it just seems like one problem out of all the positives. So is it like it's almost perfect? It's 99%.
It's not perfect at all. Sometimes you get frustrated that you don't leave it,
Okay, one way, can you like talk more about that?
Okay, so for instance, there was a project we were working on where we had to get our way to was Photoshop generating film. And we're generating, I know like when they give like 3 pictures, we'll keep generating and generating to get what we want. And so the problem, we have to now start probably get an existing image and try to use that AI to add to what you want. So it's not easy, but then there are people that have gone ahead to do amazing things with this. I saw, I think, this last AMVCA, one of these celebrities, there was this image and his own picture. He has this heavenly feel. The whole thing was looking very amazing, and the photographer that took the picture and then came out to say that the background was generated with AI. So it was someone that he's a photographer, and he took a picture and he had an idea in his head. Probably for him to achieve that idea, to probably get different codes to achieve the idea. But then he used AI to get what he wants. Like he has the model, but then he needed the background and AI helped him. So doing that cut and join somehow helps. But then most of the time you have to keep prompting and prompting and prompting, and you have to go there how to go prompt the AI to give you what you want exactly. So apart from images, there's also one of content generation. That one too, there's issues with it. People saying that once you see a text or a copy generated by AI, you know, because it's usually very animated or something. So, yeah, so there are issues with it. So you have to have that. So there has to be the human control. Because if you just tell AI to automate something for you, they might not give you exactly, not 100%. You have to, as a human, because you have to have the knowledge. So like the photographer, this is good photograph, you already know what you want to achieve. So it's not like a novice. So he knows what he wants to achieve, and he used AI to help him better experience.
Okay, I think the question I have next is for you, Chidinma. So when it comes to UI products or digital products, for instance, there should, off the top of my head, there should be a predictability around it, right? Users and, should I say, interactions that are similar or not new to them, right? Something that comes down to it. So how do you, should I say, cater for that while bringing into the system.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? Okay, great. So, how I solve for that is one, what I do basically is, first thing first, I'm sorry, trying to so first thing first, what I do is, I make sure that whatever, UX, right? The users, most of us that use social media, there's some things you see on Twitter, right? You can also see it on Facebook, like the liking of, let's say, a post is something that you're all conversant with when going through your social media, right? So now, I want to bring in AI, right, to make that prompt very easy. So what I'm trying to explain is that, in as much as this element exists, the reason why AI is there is not to delete the existing experience that users already have. Instead, to enhance it. Do you understand? So now, let's say, normally you want to sometimes, let's say for Facebook, the reason why I'm using Facebook is that all of us have Facebook accounts, right? Good. So when you like a picture and you scroll up, scrolling down, you see that you've unliked it, and you're like, how is this possible? So let's bring in AI in this now. So imagine if, okay, now Meta has their AI, right? So let's imagine that this Meta AI works like this, right? Once you let's say you like my picture, obviously. Let's say you like my picture and you scroll, the AI identifies you and tell you, oh, you just unliked that picture. You see that you go back to like it back. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So let's take for instance, the reason why I'm bringing this up is that we've seen in groups where people say, okay, support me, I need like 1,000 likes to get certain packages, right? So let's say for instance now you liked that thing, and you're telling your friend, oh, I liked it, and your friend is telling you, I didn't see anything. I don't know if you guys, am I relating with everybody here? So what AI does for you, right? Just imagine if you had that AI prompt that prompts to tell you, oh, you didn't like this thing, or like to go back. You see that you go back to like it back. Do you get? That way you save yourself, you save your friendship, and saved your friend, and you want your friend to be that exact right. Does it make sense? Thank you.
Alright, so for the machine learning engineer, you guys are the backbone, like I always say, of any working product. So how does it work in you guys' case? Like I need to double down on, should I say, how AI has changed for how you guys work with your products, per se.
So, I don't know how I keep hearing that possible. Yeah, I really want to be direct with the tools, but first the AI.
Alright.
So you can't really predict what the user will do. No amount of research, no amount of user engagement can give you that conviction that this user will do this. So, as an example, I like this example in my explanation. So, we had this project, we had this biography capture system that we deployed in some schools in Nigeria. Normally, you expect someone that is coming into an office to capture details, to know basic rules surrounding it. So tell me why Okoro is wearing cap to do passport. Why is Ada wearing gloves when she knows that she will fingerprint capture? So we have funny cases where somebody is wearing sunshade. All kinds of funny things. And we had our staff on ground complaining, but they always had to keep telling people, remove that thing, drop this, do that. So we came up with a model that had a simple job to do. If you are wearing anything funny, your face will be captured. So they'll just tell you, sit down, look at the camera. And we try to make the design intuitive. So we know that green means okay, you're supposed to do. Red means you're messing up. So in the camera portal, you're seeing your face. If it's red, just tell you, see. this is red. Until you see green, you are good to go. You have a minute to do it. So you now leave the power in the hands of the user to decide, okay, do I want my passport or not? So it's like a free game, and their goal is to make the box green. So if they are wearing sunshade, if they are wearing cap on their head, they will remove it. So using AI, we're able to make things easier for both them and our staff. When we check our reference, capture was faster. We have higher count. People that capture less complaints. So this is one example of where AI comes in very handy to make products easier and more intuitive.
Okay. Again, you guys sound like you're patronizing AI. So I think next question, maybe the question everybody has in my back of their mind is AI works with a lot of data and your personal information. So where's like, as a machine engineer, like where's the thin line between using and approaching to someone's privacy and actually using it to solve a problem? How do you guys balance those two?
Keyword is consent. So as you're designing any application out there, some fields require less laws and regulations. But I'll use healthcare, for example. I once had this project where somebody was trying to build a diagnosis app. They had this dream, I want an app where somebody can come in, type in a few symptoms, and boom. They'll tell me what's wrong with both me and my father. Because first off, we are talking about a machine. And AI will work with models. Now these models have to be trained with data. More than using this data already. So it's a bunch of code, but yeah, that's a model that requires data to be trained. Now this data has to be gotten from somewhere. Now let's say you want to use data from UNTH to train your model. You have to send some sort of query to every patient which you intend to use the data. It sounds tedious. Someone here will be like, I'll just meet somebody and get data. But in a more civilized country, if you try it, they can sue you for it. And you can pay millions for it. So first you have to get the consent of everyone whose data you want to use. Now, existing tech, the models that you're using in your program, I usually train using first world country data. I'll give an example. Face recognition, okay, it works better if you're fair. If you're white guy.
Wow.
Somebody was complaining about entering a bathroom and they couldn't use the hand dispenser. Why? The dispenser was trained using a white guy's hand. You that is black as darkness, you not see your hand. I'm sorry to that, but it's not seeing you. So data and demography matters a lot. So data privacy, the person, you have to get the consent, you have to secure the data. So don't collect somebody's private health issues and go and put it in a text file and store it in your email. And tomorrow there's a issue like, I had no idea. You have an idea, but they'll sue you. And you pay. So you have to consider privacy, consent, laws in demography. So the place you are, you actually allow systems to predict someone's illness. They allow e-doctor. Every area has their own rules. So you have to know all this while doing your research before you even start building any model. And the model you're using, okay, the data was trained on. What's the major demography there? Is it white? Is it Caucasian? Are they Asians? You have to know all this. Because, for example, in our project, symptoms for malaria in Nigeria can mean a totally different thing in, let's say, New York. It can be the same headache, fever, but over there, due to some underlying parameters, you have a different result. So these are things that have to consider. while building products.
Alright. So when you are talking, I think this is my one. So when you are talking, I heard like a lot of things revolving around implementation. So this is a question for you and Francisca. So in the case of implementation, from the designer's point of view, I want you to talk a little bit more about limitations you face when it comes to working every day as a designer, and then maybe as your career being a product and also as a brand and product and relating to AI. So what are the limitations you see that AI has right now? I want to like talk about extensively with respect to getting your job done as a product designer.
AI has a lot of limits because, as I said, it's still coming up. And as I said, so it's a machine, right? So I work in the healthcare sector, right? In telemedicine startup. So I was asked to design something that has to do with healthcare plans, right? Like insurance plans. So the idea around it was that users in Nigeria, out of all of us sitting here, maybe if you was working, just if you have health insurance, whenever we're sick, we just walk into the hospital and voila, we see a doctor. Not knowing that health insurance can solve a lot of, save us a lot of cost, right? So the idea around it was to bring in AI, right, to get people's basic information, their health data. When I say health data, and before we do this, the reason why I said I'm getting to somewhere, right? So when you impute your health data, that's do you have any chronic disease and all of those things, you pick none or the ones that you have, right? Then AI makes a recommendation of the best healthcare plan that you can use. But the limitation we had with that is when we tested it with few users, people were like, why would I be telling AI that I have arthritis? Or why would I be telling AI that I have HIV/AIDS? I don't know if you get. So data, right? People are always, as you said earlier on, when it comes to data, people are always self-conscious. Like you now, like let me say the lady on blue. If I ask you what health issues do you have, you won't tell me because it's something that is private to you, right? And the limitations we have, like in my sector, as I said, we are very data conscious. So before we do things like this, we send out like forms to users to ask them, okay, are you okay with us doing this? Not we taking their data just because we have access to it to do it. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So basically, AI has a lot of limitations, and I'm fear about giving out. The reason why we do those things is we don't want a situation where maybe these models, right, they eventually want to use this data in whatever place that they can use. I don't know if you guys know what I'm saying. So it's something that is very limiting to us. I don't know if this is explainable. You guys get what I'm saying, right?
So as the limitations, how when it comes to the multidisciplinary artists, brand and products, how has AI changed it? What are those limitations you see reoccurring in your field of work?
So one of the limitations is mostly based on the fact that once you see something that was generated by AI, you can judge on it. So I think that when after everything is 100%, is when you see an image, for instance, and you can't even tell whether it's AI generated or it's like an actual picture. Because I think there was a project I was working on, and I'm working on it with another designer, and anytime she uses an image, I can easily tell that this image is by AI. And I think people are already like accepting it, but then it's still an issue. You want an image, you want to generate an image, and you want it to look as natural as possible. So that's one issue that we had. And another issue is with the whole content generation as I talked about. Most of the time, you ask AI to generate something and everything is looking reoccurring. Everything is looking reoccurring. And as a designer, you are not really a writer, but most of the time they require you to also write. And when you use this AI tool, for instance, they will still find out that you went somewhere to get it. But I don't know, the only remedy is to know how to balance it. So overuse of AI and using your own sense to tweak something to get what you want. So that's and most of the time, what the project I wanted to do, and the first thing the client asked me to, I want the image to be a cartoon image, so I have to illustrate it. And there was no time, like the person was giving me like 1 year or something. I was telling the person that this time you are giving it to me now, I can't deliver this. The person said, can't use all these AI tools to get it. I said, okay, no problem. I went to go and search AI tools that can change somebody's picture to a cartoon. And I saw a couple of tools and I tried them and I sent it to the man. I said, no, this looks hideous. Because it wasn't exactly what we want. And at the end of the day, I had to now illustrate it. So the fact that the AI is not still helping us to like eliminate some tasks is still an issue. But then there are other tasks like during the conflict, there was the AI, my AI that they brought out, and there was one particular picture that me and I where you have the AI that will help you rename your layers. Because that one's always an issue, because when you see like 1,000 or something. So I don't know if it's already in where they've added it to the current version, but then it's something that is helping us like streamline our tasks. Like that if you spend your time to start renaming all layers, and when you know you have done how many pages, so you just automatically rename layers. But then there's still the issue of like when you hear AI generating like the design now, people will now start saying that, oh, very soon now will not be a designer. I think based on the they have this feature where you can just put like a line and then generate an e-commerce website and it generates the e-commerce website. During the comment section, people were saying that how would you match using a feature that is going to eliminate the target audience, which are designers. But then, if you think about it, when I saw it, the only thing that came to my mind is that this Enugu says, this last Enugu says, when we were marking their stars, and we see that most of the times they are trying to like do everything fast. They'll go to feedback community and go and get download, get already designed. Those images that we already know that once we see it, know that it's AI. You don't go to any studio to snap this picture. So we already know that one. So the problem is that people think that it's perfect. I don't know whether when you generate those images and you post it, you feel like people feel like anything that you went to one studio to take it. But we already know that it's AI generated and it doesn't look so natural. So that's one of the issues. They feel like, especially with clients, but when they say AI, like this thing where they say based on course like AI now, they will sack a lot of people. Probably when you start those people, probably like AI can't even do those things that those people were doing. It's just to help. The AI have not gotten to the stage where you start eliminating designers. It's just to help with tasks and make the work faster and easier.
Oh, okay, I think this is for the audience. So if you have like any questions, I think you guys should like write it down and have the back of your minds, because we have like a couple of more questions to go, so you can reach out to you to answer those questions. So the next question I want to ask is for Johnmicheal specifically, right? So how do you like ensure that these AI models or the solutions you are bringing into the system remain updated and relevant? Because I know there's a case of the unpredictability of AI, because it's like a new technology. It keeps between say 2013 and right now, AI has grown a lot. The learning curve, every single thing is not linear, it's not predictable. So how do you guys balance that out every day?
As I said earlier, AI lives on data. It's so unfortunate that the internet is more or less the worst place and yet the best place for data. Because right now we have millions, if not billions of bots in the system. Now these bots, they churn out generated text, probably influenced by someone or some government or some company, but the truth is this: the data lacks this truthfulness, majority of it. So if you are using trying to train a model using data, first off, you really have a challenge. of how do I get the right data for the right task. And when I get the right data, then I ask the question, okay, how much of this is even true? So that's okay. So now that's the challenge. It's very interesting.
So lastly, with respect to your job as a machine engineer, so what do you ensure that AI models, right, on your products remain updated and relevant over time, going to the fact that change is really rapid at this point in time?
All right. So there is this thing we call fine-tuning when it comes to creating models and ensuring that it does what you want to do. So when you're done getting your data and taking this validity, okay, now you also have to consider another thing, demography. Like I say, data means something to someone in a different way, depending on where the person is. So you can have an application, as I said earlier, about the whole medicine thing. Symptoms means different things to different people. So, data truthfulness, demography, cultures too. In the north, people don't like male doctors tending to their wives. Is a thing. This is an example. So different cultures also put a stumbling block in your data gathering. You don't know for sure who has, let me say, the fibroid disease in areas like that in the north. So let's say you're trying to do a research for women, then how do you even go about getting data? They won't talk to you due to their culture. So now you're thinking about education. How do you convince them? How do you control those lines? So whatever it is that you're trying to build, or whatever you have existing, just know that times change. Cultures can, sometimes bend and everything, but you have to consider all these things and stay in line. I'll only give you an example that is very broad and I'm not know about. If I ask the people here now, how many genders do we have? How many do we have? But if I ask this in somewhere like San Francisco, I won't get it. So if I have an application where I require users to fill in their data, I won't go there and put male and female. They'll call me a bigot. So my app is even there before it arrives. Same thing with your models too. It may be sad to say, but if you have an AI model that's supposed to ask someone their gender, while training the data based on demography, in the US, you have to consider maybe more genders. In Nigeria, you have to male and female. So that's fine-tuning and keeping up with the trend. It may be positive, it may be negative, it may not align with it. But the fact is that if you are doing something for public, you have to be open-minded and make sure that your model or your app aligns with what's current.
Thank you for that. Also, the question for you, Chidinma. So when it comes to the products, we as a product designer, I do believe one of your key superpowers is to direct users to what they need to meet their goals, right? So AI is basically automating a lot of things for them. So how do you, can you walk us through your process of being able to direct or design these interfaces or applying UI in this case to make sure that the user is always informed? It's not like things are happening and you don't know. Kind of like walk us through your process for your project.
Okay, first thing first, right? First is to make, depending on, as you said, my users, right? I'll have to know, I know who my target audience are, and I know how they understand our application. So for healthcare, we have from 0 to 100, right? That's old age, middle age, right? So let's take for instance, I want to bring in AI. Let's say I want to bring in AI and let's say there's a woman in the waiting that is using the application that's KompleteCare, and she wants to maybe use AI to maybe check or maybe get drugs for herself. And she's there saying, these people don't really know. The woman in the waiting don't really know what AI is. So what do? I try to make it very clear and very transparent. What do I mean? I go as far as breaking it down or explaining what AI is to them, even before they even go into the process. Letting them know that, okay, this AI is more like an assistant, right? It's going to help you get the nearest symptoms to what you're feeling. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So what I will do is make it very clear and simple, even while implementing AI, basically.
All right, thank you for that. So what's this is still to like? So what future trends are you seeing now? Future trends that you're looking forward to when it comes to the advancements of AI?
Okay. So I was listening to a podcast, a design podcast the other day, and the guy said that we already have an AI tool that can help you wireframe your design. You just put in the prompt. It's going to help you to the user flow and to the wireframe. It's very nice. That's something I'm looking forward to because it's going to assist me. But the only reason I'm against that is that most people need to do the work. What do I mean? It will make a lot of designers lazy. So another thing I want to even point out, let me even add it here too, is that AI coming in is not for it to do your job, it's for it to assist you. So while using AI, let's say back to the healthcare sector, right? Let's say, as I said, I'm designing a health insurance marketplace where I'm looking to get insurance plan, right? Let's say I'm working around that. And I don't go there to tell the AI, oh please, design this from start to finish. AI will just bring in the info, as I said, the model that they train it with and just give me what, as a machine, what it knows, right? So what I do is put in what I want to get from AI, bring my research, analyze it, and make it very easy for my users. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
A lot of people are doing a lot of things at the same time. So I hope this is clear.
Yeah. Okay, so for you, Francisca, say, so what are those AI trends that you're looking for, those future trends? Probably, or make you think that there are projects that might come soon. So.
Okay, so I think years ago, a lot of software that we use currently will have AI integrated into it. It already happened with Meta, like Google, Gemini, and even Snapchat has chat AI. So I think most of the software that we know already are going to have AI integrated into it. Then we also have the products that are probably called purely AI that's going to come about. But and then I think AI has been existing for a while, but now it's like more prominent. And about like 10 years, the accuracy of AI will probably be better than it is now. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because now this issue that we're having with AI was getting it perfectly. To keep learning and continue getting the data, and by the time that it continues like getting better and getting better, probably that time maybe the whole thing about like people losing their jobs because of AI probably happened then, but now it's not yet perfect. Then it's like more perfect system.
Right. Is it? This is like I'm digressing right now. So is it for you guys? Are you guys scared that AI is going to come for the jobs? I know the keynote speaker talked about it, but yeah, do you think it's going to come for the jobs?
The way AI is now, I don't think so.
Okay, how's it? Why you say so?
Because it's not 100% perfect, and you are designing for human beings. Like the thing I talked about the website we're designing and the other designer was using AI images. People might see this image now and like this person doesn't look like me. This person is too, this skin is too clean. Like you are designing for actual people and you have to use actual images or image that looks like an actual person. So until AI gets to that point where you can't even tell the difference, then I think it's be that time when you can say take this job away. Even photographers, that time when the whole AI thing was rampant, photographers, I think that photographers don't have like clients anymore. But then they are still taking pictures, and people still call them every day to take pictures. So yeah, I don't think for now, probably yet to come, I don't know, can't think there was for now.
Okay, as our keynote speaker said, he said, using farming as an illustration, there are people that still use hoes and cutlass. And there are people now that are going into mechanized farming, using the hoe, tractor, and stuff like that, right? I'm not scared of AI taking my job. What do I do? I will learn how to use AI to make my job easier. So that's one thing because AI is a machine. It does what it trained stuff to do, right? So that's something I'm not scared about that.
So AI won't come for a job. AI will only disrupt those that fail to adapt to the use of AI. I'll give an example. If you are, let me say you are good using Excel. You are very good with keying data in the right format. There is a model. You have OCRs, the orthographic that can just draft your data and populate your Excel sheet. So let's say you're given like 10,000 sheets of paper to impute and create a spreadsheet out of. One, there's someone that knows how to use OCR, extract data, and populate spreadsheet. And then there is you with 5 years experience in writing Excel and using Excel. This person is just 2 months old in the job. But he can finish what will take you 2 months in less than 2 hours. So it wasn't the AI that took your job. It was the guy that knew how to use AI to his own advantage. So far you're out there learning and adapting, AI will take your job.
Thank you, Marco. So we have like a couple of questions from the audience. So I'm going to be like, because of time I can't take all the questions. So I'm going to read the first one. So it says, how can we define intelligence in a way that encompasses both human and AI? That's the first question. And the second question says, and if AI surpasses human intelligence, how does that, what does that mean for humanity's space to work? What does that mean for humanity's space to work? So, Johnmicheal.
I mean, I love the fact that this is a macro fan, as I'm saying, he lost quite wrong. The whole idea of sentient being and one AI being able to have all the knowledge and control the world. Is it possible? Yes. But are we anywhere near that? No. We are nowhere near that. So you don't have to worry about sentient beings and whatever mouth is telling to you, just return it and focus on our reality for now. So our reality for now is that what we are trying to use AI to solve our problems, to make human life better, to cure things like cancer, to improve our security, to stop hunger and war. So how do we make use of our resources? Let's example the land. Okay, yes, we have mechanized farming, but people are still hungry in so many areas of the world. So how do we create a system where our farming from the first step to the food step is automated? So can we have that? So that should be things that you're concerned with, not whether you have an AI that will tell you that you need to die so that you start and leave. Don't worry about that.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the next question here says, who takes the fall for the negative side effects caused by AI? The user or the AI generator? I think you should answer that. So, who takes the fall for the negative side effects caused by AI? The user or the AI generator?
I'll say, I think data. I want to understand, is it the user using the application or the AI?
Okay, so the user, that's the person that imputes the information, then the AI itself. So who takes care of it? The question before that,
yes.
right, just to give context. So the person was asking, how do we control error by AI hallucination? So this is a case where AI generates information from nowhere or makes an assumption.
Okay.
Right. So in this case, doubling down on that, they ask the next question, which is who takes the information.
Okay. So I would say the user takes the fall for that. Remember, you're sending a prompt to the machine, right? And that model has been trained to give you what the AI is being trained to give to you, right? So I'm going to say the user takes the fall for that. Yes.
All right. Thank you. So this was okay. What's it?
So, in as much as users are responsible on their part for the prompt sent to the user, the companies still have a role to play. I mean, you usually see them write a caveat in the application where they say, this AI can give you wrong answers, can hallucinate, and all those things, and we are working hard to make it better. So, on the company's part or creator's part, they bear that burden of using the right data to train the right model to do the right task. So if you are creating things that put out there, you also have to put checks. Now you don't expect a 10-year-old that asks your model, how do I create a pipeline to be responsible if that model gives me the response and he cuts his hand with it. So you put check that okay, you should go over a team and you put tests that the 10-year-old will probably fail before they can use your product. So it goes both ways. Users have to behave themselves as well as companies do.
Alright, thank you. Hopefully that answers your question. So this was addressed to Francisca specifically. So it says, Francisca, you said that AI makes designers, that's what common designers lazy to learn. But isn't that the whole essence of AI, to create shortcuts to tasks? That's the relevant question, then you get problems. But that's the question.
Okay, so AI currently, I don't think that you should use AI if you don't know how to design. Because, okay, if you say you use AI as a junior designer, or let not say junior, entry level, what I still learn, use AI to design a home page, for instance. And without that AI, they ask you to design that same home page. You cannot design that home page. I don't think you should use AI. You should actually learn how to design home page before you use AI to design. Because there might be a case where the AI will not be there, or maybe sometimes, I don't know, maybe the AI to that day they get a comment and say it's premium, and you don't have money to pay for the AI and use the AI. You cannot use the AI at that point. And probably you have a client that already know that 2 minutes are already designing this for you. And you can't use it at that point. So you have to know how to do the traditional method of designing before you start looking for things that will automate. So I feel like if it's the whole thing of designing like a whole landing page, for instance, it's for probably intermediate experienced designers that just want to make their work faster, maybe because of time front, they want to make their work faster. Because when that thing was generated, it might not be perfect, so you have to know how to tweak it. You have to know how to adjust it to look like what you want. And if you are still learning, you might not know how to tweak it to look like what you want, or look personalized. That's what so most of the time when you generate these things, they are more generalized. If you say e-commerce site, they might not give you a generalized e-commerce site, but maybe you are designing for a particular niche, particular kind of demographic. And because you do not do anything to it, you don't touch it, or you don't do anything to make it personalized. You just something like that, and at the end of the day, they'll catch you because that is not what they ask you to do.
Alright. I think there was a question here addressed to the last lesson of this. So I think you guys can take the same advice that Francisca is giving, which revolves around you understanding the craft before trying to automate it with AI. So we have, I think, one more question. So it says it's directed to
Johnmicheal. So it says, in the event of an AI data trading breach or misuse, what steps should companies take to maintain consumer or customer trust and ensure accountability? Okay, so I'll read it again. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes.
All right. In the event of an AI data-driven breach or misuse, what steps should companies take to maintain consumer customer trust, and ensure accountability?
So while you are creating anything to begin with, there should always be control checks. So I remember that incident where I think Facebook was working on some sort of AI. Then along the line, they noticed that two machines were talking to each other. I don't know, this might actually be a sci-fi. It's Facebook. I don't present it for Facebook. I tried my research on it. I read some articles on it, but I couldn't find the official Facebook statement about the whole thing. It might just be a tech rumor. But they had two machines communicating, which wasn't certified by any developer or some sort, and they had to upload the whole thing because clearly something was wrong. So what I'm saying is that if you are creating a model or creating a product, there should always be a way to just unblock that. Okay? So yeah. So first is the basic rule. Whatever you're creating should have an unblock switch. Whatever you're creating should have an unblock switch. And you have to consider the people using your product. One of the issues that I have with modern day social media platforms, they are big on profit and less on users. They claim to care about the user. I'll give an example. Instagram or TikTok. You can lose half a day on Instagram than me. Now someone created that, and someone has refused to take action against that. Why? It's making them the money, it's good for the company, it's good for the advertisers, but it's bad for the users. And how are they able to do this? Using your own data. So they use users' data to create something so addictive, both your public and personal data, without your consent. They keep sending you feeds that they know you will like and keep you there for hours. You're watching the adverts and you're just wasting your time. And someone might say, it's not that harmful now. It is. Finish Instagram and try to read a book. 5 minutes you're already looking for a new excitement. Because your brain works what we call dopamine. The more you feed it, the more you grow. I guess the point where the little things don't even excite you anymore. So let's start hearing about depression and all that. So not to go far away, but coming back to it. So companies have to show accountability while creating products. There should be an unblock switch. Once things start getting out of hand, there should be checks. And if things happen to spoil, there should also be a provision for correction. So how do you console those, or how do you repay them, or how do you just make life better, depending on the damage being done? Because what AI does for most companies, that it gives them that leeway to deny. It's not us, it's the model. Who is the model? Nobody. So who are you suing? Who are you holding? So this will bring about you guys asking your lawmakers to have more laws that are AI-centric. Okay, so if this happens, who do we hold? Because someone has to be held accountable, and there should be platforms in place and systems in place to ensure that these things are get out of hand.
All right, thank you, Johnmicheal, for that. So I do hope everybody got something out of the session. Your questions were answered. So thanks so much to the GDG organizing committee, and again, round of applause for our amazing panelists.